Peeps, welcome to What Sid Done Did. This week we're talking Halloween breakfast. We got quick and creepy recipes, and one sick enough to impress your zombie in-laws. Let's get cracking. We're going to set out our bowls and our spoons and our food colorings. Then we're going to make our favorite pancake batter, and we're going to divide evenly between the 3 bowls and the mixing bowl, and then color accordingly. So, I've got 4th cup measure here. We're going to try and divide evenly. Divide and conquer. It's gonna get messy, which means apron may be necessary, not so necessary. Do what you gotta do. It's your life, I ain't gonna tell you how to live it. And then try my best to divide this. If these pancakes don't rise, I'm gonna be severely sad. And it's getting messy real quick up in here. There's about 1, 2. Okay, we're gonna add a little bit more to each one of these. Can never have too many pancakes. Pancakes. Alright. So, next, we're going to take our butter knife. And let's see, let's start with green. Try and get a little bit of our food coloring out. And we're gonna put it on the edge of the bowl so that way we can add in as much as we want when we want. Go through. We're going to try and get that green all the way through. Get a green that you want. Try and make it a Halloweeny green. You know, Frankenstein green. His name is not Frankenstein.
His name is not Frankenstein. It is Frankenstein's monster.
His name is not Frankenstein.
So let's make this a slime green, maybe? Vibrant green or booger green? So much green. Need a lot of green apparently with this one. Now we're getting to a good green here, people. Next, going with purple. We're looking good, buddy. We're looking good. Yes, purple. Yes. You're gonna take some red and some golden yellow. So I'm taking a good chunk of yellow, because yellow is also the first to get lost between these 2 colors. So we're gonna take that in. Just gonna do a rough mixing. Not gonna mix it all the way in. I just wanna see how yellow it's gonna be so I know how much red I'm going to put in. So, I'm gonna take the knife off. Alright, and I'm going to, careful with knives, people. Don't be like me. Just jam a knife into everything. You know what, it's Halloween, you might as well jam a knife into everything. Anyway. My fear is when you try to make orange, you might sometimes end up with too much red. And there's days where when I end up with too much red, I just say F it, and I forget the entire rest of the recipe. But today will not be that day. Just add your red in a little bit at a time to get to the color that you want. Adding too much and you might turn it into a red-orange, red with a hint of yellow. It happens. Last one, we're going to do the black food coloring in our big bowl. I'm excited for it. Let's try it. Alright, and I'm gonna do the little bit that's left on the knife. Just gonna streak it through. Alright. Mix up, make sure you grab all of that extra food coloring that you might have put on the side. So I don't know how y'all like to color your food. I put mine on the side so I can bring it in gradually. Alright. Let's get ready to cook these guys. Alright, we're all set up. You can see how hot this is. It's probably gonna kill my pancake batter here in a second. It's okay, it's all in the fun of Halloween. So I'm gonna put some butter. Alright. We're going to do, if it's easier for you to grab a measuring cup, do what you gotta do. We're going to pour our pancakes out. Cook as directed by your recipe, but try and make sure you don't blend the colors together. And now we wait. You wait for the bubbles on top. You wait for the edges to be dry. Sometimes though, if your batter's been waiting too long, it'll do like mine is right now. It'll take a long while to set up. I had also turned down my griddle because it got hot down here, but it's okay. We make do. Make sure you can easily pick it up, because if you can only pick it up halfway, your pancake is going to break, and that's no fun. And a little bit more browning. See, maybe I let it go too long. Y'all need to practice with your recipes at home. Every recipe is different, but I want you guys to see how you can color your pancakes and get different ideas for that Halloween breakfast, whether it's for you, your significant other, your best friend, for your kids, for your parents, even a teacher. That's entirely up to you. Let's get Green on. He's been waiting patiently over here. Let's check these guys again. Alright, that one's good to go. Flip! Are you good? Yep. And if these pancakes look good to you, let me know in the comments. I'll probably share the recipe as long as enough people seem interested in it. Alright, we got bubbles. We got dryness on the edges. We got a swift pickup and a flip. Swift and flip. And swift and flip. Are you ready? Are you ready? And swift and flip. I got this nice tall stack of pancakes. Let's get to our terror toppings, people. Alright, terror topping number 1. We're gonna make spider webs for the top. So, what I did is I took some chocolate chips, I put them in a plastic bag, plastic Ziploc bag, and I put them in a hot cup of water. I'm just letting them sit over here and melt. Gonna take a piece of wax paper on a flat surface. And we'll take out our chocolate, all nice and melted. Make sure you wipe off the bag. Any of that water, if it gets mixed in with the chocolate, will ruin the chocolate. It'll make it seize up, which means it'll make it all chalky and disgusting. Not fun. So we're going to press all of our chocolate down to one corner. What I normally do to make it easier and a cleaner cut, I pinch that end that I plan on using. So I'm going to cut a tiny little bit off of there. So what we're going to do is make spiders to go on top of our spider web pancakes. So holding the bag in your hand, put 3 fingers on top and 1 finger across. Sometimes your bag's too small to do that with. When you're piping, it's usually like this. So first things first, let's make the legs. So we're going to do a line and down. So for the middle, we're going to squeeze out a bunch. If you want, you can use a toothpick or the end of your bag and swirl it out. Now, what you can do next for the eyes, you can take 2 chocolate chips and put them on there for the eyes. Or you can take 2 candy eyes and put them on there. Alright, I'm going to do candy eyes. I'm going to do 2 different color candy eyes on this one. These might be too big of eyes, people. Well, if your other one is still wet and chocolatey, we're just going to switch over. Sounds very weird, wet and chocolatey. And switch our eyes over. Alright, set these in the fridge to set. It'll take about 10-15 minutes. Now let's make the webs. Alright, so I pulled my spiders that I made earlier out of the fridge. And I've got some candy spiders as well. Candy ants, candy spiders, whatever you'd like to call them. So we're going to make the spider webs now. For this is the basic powdered sugar and milk type frosting that you would normally do. Most people do it on cinnamon rolls. At least in this household, that's what we do. So we're going to start off with, I like to start with 1/4 cup of powdered sugar. is not a full fourth cup. A little extra never hurt nobody. That's why I listed. And for my pancakes, when I'm topping them with powdered sugar icing, I like to add a little bit of maple syrup in there too. Eyeball it. And we're going to go with, we're going to use our spoon to measure. Got a teaspoon. My chefs from culinary school are probably looking down on me right now for doing that. Alright, I'm just going to mix this up nicely. So we're making 2 of these. You can make just one, of course, if you want to. Ours, we're making one that's going to be white, or as close to white as we can get. Now that I've added maple syrup, we might have to add more powdered sugar in here. And then the other one will be a black spider web. I don't know how many black spider webs you've seen, but that's on your time. Alright. Alright, so there's 2 ways to do this. We can either put all of this in one bag right now. I don't know how many pancakes y'all plan on making and how many you have to put webs on. I only have my 3 stacks over here, so I'm going to use half of this. So I took my bag, opened it up. I'm going to use my fingers to curl in the middle part towards the top. And I'm going to take a big scoop. Whew. And put it in there. I'm gonna grab a little bit more just to be sure. Alright, I'm gonna close this bag up. Make sure all your icing is going down to one corner. We're gonna take our black food coloring and color the rest. Take your sides, curl in with your fingers. Make sure this bag's open. Use your other finger, like a cup, to hold your plastic bag. So the innards are here, and the edges where you close up are on the outside of your fingers. Scrape up what you can, and put in the bag. We're gonna pinch the corners. Let's pick a stack of pancakes for each. So, we've got our 2 bags of frosting. I'm deciding to put the white frosting with my black pancake, and my black frosting with my lighter colored pancakes. So they're flat, they're flattened out to the edges. I'm going to pinch the ends. And then snip. A very small corner, okay? Again, we're gonna go with the same process of you want 3 fingers on top and your thumb across. Pinch the end while you're doing so. It helps you get all that frosting down to the bottom. So we're gonna do a basic spider web. I think on this one, because it came out a better web than that one, although that one looks delicious too. I'm going to take some of my candy spiders or ants, whatever you want to call them, decorate the top. We'll say these are the ants that the spider's going to prey on. Alright. And there's your spider web pancakes. Now that we've done spiders and spider webs, next we got whipped cream ghost. So you want to make sure that your heavy whipping cream is as cold as can be and your bowl is as clean as can be. So I'm going to do a maple syrup infused whipped cream, and I'm whipping it by hand today. So I have half a pint of heavy whipping cream. I'm going to eyeball about a teaspoon of maple syrup. I'm going to also eyeball in about a tablespoon of powdered sugar. Maybe 2 tablespoons. I like mine extra sweet. Alright, so we're just going to whisk this in. And you want to get everything incorporated first, and then you're going to whisk it like your life depends on it. Should be fine. Alright. We got medium peaks. Medium peaks is when you pull your whisk out and it slumps over like that. So I'm gonna go a little bit longer. I want stiff peaks. So that way, yeah. So what we're gonna do next, same bag method we did earlier. Open this up, curl up the insides, use your other hand as a cup. You want the inside of the bag inside your fingers, and the part that you usually close up on the outside of your fingers. So use your hand as a cup. Force it. Should have grabbed a spoon. Uno momento. Oh look, a spoon. Alright. I'm gonna put this into the bag. Alright. We've got our pancakes here. Nice stack of black, green, purple, and orange pancakes. I'm gonna close up my bag, put it all to one corner, flatten towards that corner. You might end up with a lot of extra whipped cream if you're doing it by hand like I did. But that's okay, it's just a snack for later. In the palm, 3 fingers, cross over with your thumb. I cut with my right hand though. So, I'm going to make a big enough tip that I can make a big fluffy ghost. Alright? And then we're going to use chocolate chips for the eyes. So usually, when you're piping, I'm going to pipe directly into the bowl or on the spoon to show you. When you do normal piping, for, let's say, I know the term for that, and I should. I went to culinary school. Anyway, we're going to make these ghosts. We're going to start in the middle, go out to the edge, and we're just going to keep going layer on layer, making it look like a Dairy Queen cone. And then we're going to lift up at the end. So we're going to do the same on our pancakes. Starting in the center, out to the edge, just keep going and layering on top, like a swirl. And up. Alright. I'm going to take 2 chocolate chips. Take the minis, you can take the biggies, doesn't matter. I'm going to stick them in. And there's our ghost. Alright, let's make some black syrup to top that off with. Alright, so for black maple syrup, it's as easy as it sounds. So I've got my maple syrup in here in a nice cute little pourer, or whatever you want to call it. I've got my black food coloring. I'm going to dip into there, get a nice chunk of food coloring out. I'm going to add directly into my maple syrup and start stirring.
So we've got our 2 ways to top our colorful pancakes. Now it's on to the next thing.